My name is Kevin Redpath, and I'm delighted to welcome you all tonight to Technology, a 21st century approach to business. Now, most of you are thinking, is this going to be yet another death by PowerPoint experience? So we decided to try and create a much more creative and dynamic approach using the whole depth of the theatre this evening. And we thought we'd take you on a journey up away from terra firma, up through the blogosphere and deep into the dark blue reaches of cyberspace. And you're going to be in the hands of an extremely competent crew of astronauts guiding this space shuttle. Starting on the left here, we've got Nick Pratt. Nick is from SiteMakers, and he'll be talking to you on the growth of e-commerce in an increasingly online society and how you can get it right first time. Next to Nick is David Hurst from Higher Sites. David's going to be covering the increasingly important issue of search engine optimization and the importance of getting it right for Google. Then there's Graham Godwin from Mendit Media. He's going to be covering modern communications, and he's going to explain the importance of networking your business for free through websites like Flickr, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and LinkedIn. In the middle we've got Nikki Robertson, who is from Mendit Media as well, doing her wonderful impersonation of Deborah Meaden, and she's exploring the power of online video to market and help you to market and sell your products and services. Next to Nikki is larger than life Lee Tebby from Axis First, and Lee's going to be discussing the importance of embracing flexible and mobile working technologies in your business. Then there's Rob Leach from SetSat, who's going to be looking at security from both the Data Protection Act and also protecting your own intellectual property and online and offline data. And finally on the right is Matthew Gingell, who's an IP lawyer from Foote Anstey Solicitors, and he's going to be covering third-party rights, trademarks, and how to establish and maintain and protect your online brand. Matthew is also a little bit nervous about the effects of zero gravity on his hair, so he's flying tonight with his own supply of hair gel. Now, while they work up and get into their geostationary orbit, they will be speaking to you throughout the performance this evening on the vast laser display screen behind me. I'm going to take us on a little journey. I want to take us back 30 years just to see how far we have come, to 1979. In 1979, Britain's fastest selling car was the Ford Cortina, which you could order in a paint colour that matched your bathroom suite. The deep seas were in fact filled with mullet, which at that point was just a simple, humble fish, only to be transformed a year later in an evolutionary move that would have even shocked Charles Darwin into a must-have hairstyle. A pint of beer in 1979 was 34 pence, and you could for the first time buy a portable computer. I use the word portable advisedly. It did weigh 56 pounds. It was produced by IBM with a 5-inch monochrome screen, and it cost a mere £13,360. Now, if you were setting up a business in 1979, on your desk you would have had two communications items of technology, a telephone and a typewriter. Technology really that had hardly changed for almost 100 years. And people embraced networking in a rather laid-back and relaxed style in 1979. You put a television monitor on top of your electric typewriter, you put your feet on the desk, and you started networking, possibly using the telephone. There was no short messaging service, there was no web, there was no email. And then computers started to shrink to the size of small suitcases. The Osborne was produced with a 5-inch screen, designed to fit under the aircraft seat. And computers developed graphical user interfaces and became slightly more user-friendly, so that when you switched on your Mac Classic, it said hello to you. And beetling away on the west coast of America was Bill Gates, and Bill was developing Windows 1.0. Do you remember the look of Windows 1.0? And while you were waiting for your documents to be spooled to your Windows-enabled printer, you could watch the second hand ticking away on the clock in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. So if you went away on a business trip and you decided you needed to make a call to another colleague somewhere else in the country, you walked the streets until you found something resembling the home of a Time Lord. You stepped inside, you dialed the number, you put the money into the slot when it went beep, beep, beep. The reason for this, of course, was that mobile phone technology was still rather clunky. In fact, the first mobile phones weighed about and looked about the size of a concrete block. This is the Motorola that came out in the late 70s, early 80s, and it cost £2,000. But a few years later, mobile phones had shrunk so much you could actually lift them with 2 hands. And the emergence of a cellular technology was starting to take place. Now, if in 1979 you looked into the crystal ball of technology futures, you would have seen some very mysterious and strange words indeed. Words like organic ranking, post-kipper, mashing, and twittering, or Twitter. Now, if you think that organic ranking is the relationship between this animal and this byproduct, or that post-kipper is something to do with mail-order fish, and mashing is something you have with sausages, or in order to start twittering, you need to look a little bit like a twit, then you have come to the right performance this evening. So to put all this in context, and to take us on a journey, a theatrical journey, through technology, I'm delighted to welcome to the stage Will Bateman and Lou Broadbent. Will you please give a warm Tacky Morris welcome for our 2 performers? Thank you.